Welcome to Moments with Marianne and Happy New Year! I'm so delighted that we're spending this time together today. We have a very empowering program coming right up. Have you ever wondered how to make lasting and impactful changes in your life? Well, today we have that information that will help you with just that. As a special gift to the Moments with Marianne community, Judy Goodman is sharing with us her Changing Your Reality teleconference series, Class 3, The Key to Unlocking Your Future. This is part of a series of 7 teleconference classes that is taking place right now, and it's certainly fair to say that we are part of a life-changing journey. Judy has been long recognized as working and teaching beyond conventional wisdom. Sometimes these classes can become intense and encourage strong feelings and emotional memories. We do not authorize any recording of the class, but encourage you to be prepared to take good notes. In many cases, as you go back over your notes, new thoughts may come up as part of your attendance in this class. Most participants will review their notes multiple times, perhaps raising even more questions about that particular topic. It is in the asking yourself these questions that you open the doors to finding answers that are directly related to you. Please feel free to visit Judy's website at judygoodman.com for more details about her work. And it is my great pleasure to introduce Judy Goodman.
Marianne, thank you, and thanks to all of you for taking time out of your schedule. I know this is a busy time of the year in many ways for many different reasons for all of us. So thank you for taking time to be with us. I feel like you're going to be real excited about being here tonight because you're going to get more out of this than you can possibly imagine. I do want to thank Marianne, my producer, for being right on cue and handling everything and making this possible. You need to be prepared to take really good notes tonight. Most of you that know me well know that I do not teach from notes. What I teach is in my head, my heart, my mind, my body, my spirit. It comes very naturally and very fluently. I tell you that because you're going to be getting a lot of instructions tonight, and there is no written script. There's nothing to work from. You won't be able to get notes from me later. Although I can answer questions about it, there will not be notes. So it's important that you really pay attention and take good notes. I'm doubling down on you tonight. So you're not only going to learn how to create your future, I'm actually going to be including some other elements that I'll explain to you in just a minute. So be sure you've got plenty of paper, room to write, room to draw out some things if that's what you need to do. Every time we get together, I keep reminding each of you, so write this down at the top of the page. What you say, the words you speak, become your reality. What you say, what you speak, your words become your reality. As simple as during the day when someone says, "How are you feeling?" And you say, "Well, I don't feel well today." The mind, body, spirit listens to what you say and will start shutting down the components and sort of talks to itself and says, "Okay, shut it down. She doesn't or he doesn't feel good today. So, we're going to shut down things a bit." So just remember, what you say, what you speak becomes your reality. And this will also be much more clear as I'm teaching you how to manifest the reality, the future that you want, and so many other things that are going to come out of this. This is going to be a big, concentrated class tonight. Another thing that I want you to write down and remember, do not become your environment. Now, a lot of you watch social media, and you've seen this past week where we put that up and gave an explanation of not allowing yourself to become the environment that you're in, because many times we are in a chaotic environment. We're in something that's painful or angry or abusive or whatever. Set soft boundaries, not walls. Soft boundaries that have a degree of flexibility that can move in and out as they must, but set soft boundaries. And if you have not seen that on social media, go look at it. And it's okay if you want to print a copy and put it on the fridge or somewhere where you can remember. But do not allow yourself to become your environment. Now, there's actually another side to that coin. And I can hear someone out there thinking, well, what if I'm in a good environment? Well, aren't you the lucky one? And if you are ever so blessed as to be in a good environment, again, don't allow yourself to become your environment. Take from it what you can and excel and exceed. So don't become what is around you. And if the environment around you is chaotic or confusing or doesn't seem to be quiet or settled, draw strength, energy, lessons from all of those things. Let that environment teach you, and even if it is a good environment, let that environment also teach you. You've heard me say this every class, and this is more critical tonight than at any other time. Make time every day for meditation or a quiet time. You can refer to it as prayer. You can call it time out. You can call it meditation. You can call it what you will. But it is going to be an essential component of what you're going to learn tonight. Before we get started, get those pens and paper ready. May I take this opportunity to wish each of you wonderful holidays. This is a challenging time for many of us in many ways. And in whatever way feels right and feels appropriate to you, please lift your thoughts and prayers that our world will be a better, kinder, gentler place. There are so many things that are happening that could benefit from good, positive energy. And I know each of you carry that kind of energy. So happy holidays. Make it the best. But remember what we said. Make time for quiet time for prayer. The main thing, another thing I want you to take from this is not to wait for your life to get better. So many of us, we put off things. We say, well, when so-and-so happens, I'll do this. Or when this situation is over, things will be better and I will be able to do some things I want, or I can change some things or whatever. Don't wait for your life to get better. Embrace every day and every moment. Embrace every day and every moment. All right, let's begin. I'm going to be teaching you, and remember, there is no script, so I may be a little bit all over the place. I hope to be thorough. I hope to give you everything that you need. But you can't write me for notes because there are no notes. So here we go. This requires, let me get a little drink of water here, vitamin water as it is, and that stuff is coming up in my throat because my energy is changing. We're really opening a real channel of communication here right now. This is going to require you to set aside time, quiet time, meditation, whatever you want to call it. And you're going to be doing imagination, visualization, creation. And as I had intended in the beginning, I was going to teach you how to create a room. We'll call it a room. And the reason I like to call it a room, because that infers that it has walls or that it's contained and that it is a safe place. And when we are, shall I say, out there working in our spiritual realm, we want to always protect that space and that energy. So I like to refer to these as rooms. So we're going to create a room, and we're going to call this the room of the future. But as you meditate, and this is going to require that you do this on your own. We can't do it while we're together now. Normally I would be teaching a big seminar, and I would be teaching you to do it that way. So you've got to take good notes and pay attention, because this is going to require that you're going to do this on your own. Not only am I going to teach you how to build a room of the future where you will be planting the seeds of the life that you want, the things that you want to see in your future, I am going to teach you how to build a room of the present, the past, and the future. So you may want an individual page for each of these, or at least spread it out on the paper. The instructions will be similar, but there will be some differences. So essentially, we're going to be creating 3 rooms for our meditation, and each room will have a distinctive purpose all its own. And when you create the room, you will do this one at the time. So if you begin the creation of the rooms in your meditation, in your quiet time, if you begin tomorrow, do 1 room at the time. 1 room at the time. So over the next 3 days, you should create 1 room per day. Now, instead of taking you into the room of the future where we'll create, let us begin with the one, and here, let me tell you why I've added these other rooms. It's one thing to want to create the future. We all want to do that. But if we do not attend to the things that are in the present, and perhaps visit those things that are in the past, sometimes it's very challenging for some of us to move into the future. So I decided that we need to incorporate all of this. This may be a bit challenging, I hope not, and I hope my instructions will be very clear to you. So you're going to be in a meditative place. I suggest you go into a room by yourself, that you lie down. It's okay to light a candle if the fragrance from the candle is comforting to you. It's okay to have soft, gentle music in the background, but the music should not have any words on it. It should just be musical instruments, something new age or open-ended, but nothing that has strong tones like da-da-da-da. That won't work. So it's got to be smooth and soft and gentle, but no words, no speaking in the background. So go to the place that is going to be private and comfortable for you. Breathe deeply and allow your mind to float a little bit. Relax your body and begin at the toes and feel warmth and energy coming into the soles of your feet, working all the way up your body until it comes all the way out the crown chakra, the top of your head. And take more time than what I am allowing right now. Just go slow, be gentle, be thorough. It's important to be thorough. So get yourself into that relaxed place and allow your mind to just be floating. And then I want you to imagine the first room we're going to create is the room of the past. I want you to imagine that there is going to be a room, but we are going to create a door. We are going to imagine a door so that we know that that room is sealed and safe and contained, and that when I imagine, when I see that door, I know that if I go in that room, I'm going to be dealing with something in the past. When you imagine the door, I want you to create in your mind, in your thoughts, something that is old, something that is rustic, something that will tell you that it's old or ancient or out of the past. Now, technically speaking, this will deal with things in your past in this life Very possibly, some of you may have something from a past life that may creep into this. But whatever you will deal with is definitely in the past, and that is the only thing that we use this room for. This will be a meditation room, a room that we will approach. We will see a door of some sort that you've created. We will open the door. Now, you're using your mind and your visualization and your ability to think these things up, make them up. So you're going to create that room. Create the door so that every time you go to that door, it's the same and you know exactly what this room is about. You will open the door, go into the room, and in the room, I want you to create whatever it feels that you need to represent the past. It varies from one person to the next. Some people want it to be like an old library, something very old, that way. My goodness, if you want it to be a cave, it could be that. If you wanted it to be a stream and you were sitting on a rock by a stream, it can be all of that, any of that, no matter what it is. Whatever will feel safe, but whatever will allow you to know that you are in the room that will hold the energy of the past. Now, the more you work on this, the more proficient you're going to become. Approach it slowly and gently. And each of you that are involved in this class, I will be doing some very specific work with each of you tonight as you sleep. And if that's not agreeable, then you need to send me a text and tell me, but I would find it hard to believe that anyone would not want this. I will be with you for a brief moment tonight when you're sleeping, and I will put extra protection around these rooms that you're going to be creating. Now, why would we create a room of the past? Why would we open a door, go in, and maybe sit on a chair, sit at a desk, or sit by a stream? Why would I want to go into a room of the past? Well, many of us have had pain in our past. Some of us have been abused. Some of us have been neglected or invalidated, or some of us may have maybe had a marriage that was a bonding of sorts that was very painful. There can be many things, but whatever in your past, it might have been your third birthday when nobody showed up to the party. It doesn't matter what it is, but if you're going to go into the room, sit down, lay down on a sofa, sit on a rock, and just allow the thoughts and the memories to come to you. And the reason that we would even go into this room, go in and consider past memories, is so that we can view them safely, gently. They cannot hurt us, but we can forgive anything that we need to. And maybe I was responsible for hurting someone. Well, if I did, then that memory can be there too, and it will be my opportunity to seek forgiveness for something that I might have done wrong. So these are painful experiences, or things that were not done well, or things that were done to you. But whatever is represented as painful in this life or possibly another lifetime, as you go into the room, allow those memories to come to you, and you can view them without having to hurt. You can view them objectively. And if you want to say, forgive me, then that is a time that you can heal things from your past. If you need forgiveness from someone, then ask for it. That message, that energy will be taken to that soul, literally on the wings of an angel. And so if you never see them again, or perhaps they've already crossed over and you cannot meet with them again, even so, that energy will be taken to them, and that will start healing. Many times, the challenges and the difficulties that we experience in today's life, we have accumulated pain from the past. We bury it. We don't know that we're burying it and how long it's been buried and how well we're burying it. But it accumulates. And until we heal these things, sometimes it's real hard to plant those seeds of the future. So you see why I decided that it's important that we have the ability to go back and heal old wound, old pain, no matter what it is. It could be illness, it could be anything. Let your imagination work for you here. Unresolved issues, that's what those are. If you've not made peace with it, it is an unresolved issue. Well, what happens if we continue to carry that unresolved issue? What happens if we bury it so well and so deeply that we don't remember it, but we know that something's not right? Certain sounds trigger things, smells, odors, anything. We can be triggered by so many different things. Unresolved issues, if they are not healed, will become your dis-ease, your discomfort. An unresolved issue will be represented as your dis-ease or discomfort. If these issues continue to be unresolved, then they may become your disease. Unresolved issues do become cellular, and they do go into your body. Statistically, for women, they go more into the breast area, lymph nodes, throat, stomach. Men will go into the testicles, into the private areas, stomach areas, and back. So unresolved issues become cellular, continue to be unresolved. They become your disease. And if you continue to carry these things all of your life without dealing with them, then they may, in fact, become part of what will be your demise one day. So unresolved issues, things that have been left unattended. You go into your private time, your meditation time. You visualize the door, whatever you made that look like. You go into the room and you sit down or lie down, and you think about things that have hurt. Allow those thoughts to come to you and make peace with them and say simple statements. Don't be melodramatic and overdramatic with this. Just simple statements and say, I forgive. I don't like it, but I forgive because I know that is what will set me free. So make peace. Use the room of the past as a tool, and the more you use this, the more efficient you will become with this. Heal any wound, whatever you can remember. And if you don't remember being hurt, then just go into the room of the past just as a practice and to establish this room and say, look, I'm here. I don't know if I have old wounds or old history, so I'm asking that anything that needs my attention in this lifetime or any other lifetime, I'm asking that it be brought into my consciousness so that I can heal it and that I can move forward. Now, I hope I've covered that thoroughly enough for you. If you have simple questions about this tomorrow, send me an email, but do not send me long, drawn-out emails. Brief emails I can address and get back to you, but if you're paying attention, you'll hear some of the same instructions with each room that we're going to create. The next room that we're going to create is the room that we call the present. And that means 24-hour day, whatever today is. And again, we're going to create a door. Make something that's current and modern. It could look like the front door of your home right now, something that's familiar. Now, why in the world would I want to create a room of the present? What would cause me to go into that room? Well, here's what you'll use that room for. Whatever is happening or has happened within this 24-hour day, the present, it gives you an opportunity to rethink, reconsider, and perhaps do it over. before it becomes part of the past and then is therefore something that will have to be dealt with in another way. Let's say that I had an argument with someone today, and I'm by myself, but I'm anxious, I'm upset, I'm hurting. I may want to have a quiet time and just go in and lie down and sit down or whatever and go into that quiet place and see that door that I am creating that is the room of the present, something that's a current kind of image for me. I will go into that room, again, room because we want it to be known that it's got parameters and it's safe and it's guarded and it's protected, that nothing can get in and bother you while you're doing this work. So we call it a room because we want it protected. We want you to understand that. So if I had an argument with someone this morning and I'm still feeling bad about it, I might take a quiet time. And I might go in and sit down or lie down, and I might review that argument. And lo and behold, I might find out in being quiet and being honest and objective, I might find that maybe I had more accountability in that than I thought I did. But I would give myself the opportunity to go back and revisit it and perhaps come out of my session later and pick up the phone or go to the person and say, I'm so sorry. I did not handle that well. Let me apologize and let me try it again. Okay, here's another thought. What if you know you're having surgery today? What if you've got a medical procedure? You can go into this room in the present and you can see yourself in the procedure, see yourself safe, see yourself peaceful, see yourself calm. What if you've got a dental appointment? Yeah, not always our favorite place to be, even though we've got the best dentist in the world. It's not always our favorite place to be. I don't know about you, but just the sound of the drill can be a little bit unnerving. Well, if I knew I had a dental appointment today, I might go into that moment. And see, it doesn't take 10 or 15 minutes to do this. You'll get better at it the more that you do it. But go into the room with the present and say, okay, I've got a dental appointment in a little while. See myself in the chair. See myself being peaceful, calm, shrouded with healing energy and peace and joy, and just handle it that way. So whatever is going on in a 24-hour period, something you've already done or something that you anticipate. You know, some of us, we're interviewing for jobs. Well, see yourself. Go into the room of the present. See yourself in that room. See yourself dressed well, answering questions appropriately, handling yourself efficiently in the way that you should, but see it as a good experience, successful, with you feeling confident and present and involved in the conversation. What if you have family coming in? You know, we've got Christmas coming up. Maybe today you've got holiday guests that are coming in this afternoon, and it's not your favorite aunt or your favorite cousin or whatever. Take a quiet moment. Go into the room of the present. See yourself visiting with your family or friends. And these are weird examples. I know they are, but I'm just trying to give you some idea of how you can use the room of the present. So if it's something that you dread, just go in the room, take that 10, 15-minute rest or moment of quiet or meditation and see yourself. What if you've got a test? You know, this would be excellent for a college student if they knew that they had a test, if they're taking an SAT or any kind of MK, anything, and see themselves taking the test and look at the paper, see the paper with an A+ on it. See yourself being calm. See yourself being aware and your mind is functioning and clear and everything is just coming out just really fantastic. So whatever is involved in a 24-hour day are things that you will take into the room of the present in your meditation time. Here comes the fun room. This is the one that you really wanted to learn about, but I really did want you to learn about these others because it's just beneficial. It's such an incredible exercise, and once you learn it And look, guys, I don't mind if you teach this to someone. This is knowledge is meant to be given away. It's not meant to be kept. So teach anyone. If you've got kids or partners or anyone that you know that could benefit from this, give this knowledge to them. Pay it forward. Give it away. The more people that can use this and can change their lives, the better it is. The better it would be for all of us. So if you've got children, grandchildren, teach them how to do this. Teach them how to prepare for tests and tell them that they meditate a little bit and see themselves passing the test successfully. It can possibly change their lives. Okay, big deep breath now. The room of the future. I want you to go into that meditation state. Remember, you're going to sit back and relax, and you're going to feel warm energy coming into the soles of your feet, coming all the way up your body, all the way out the crown chakra. Now, it's going to take time. Do this slowly and thoroughly, and just relax and wiggle your toes a little bit as you're allowing that energy to come up. And when you get to, if there's an area in your body that you're not feeling well, when you go into these meditation states, relaxation states, this is a good time to, as you pull that energy into your body, if your stomach is giving you problems, then stop for a moment at that area and just allow that warm, healing energy to kind of circulate in that area. Do it around your heart. Do it around your elbows or whatever in your body. If your head hurts a great deal, then as the energy is gently moving up and out of your head, slow it down so that you do not create pressure. Because, sometimes when we bring extra pressure into our body, sometimes we do get reactions. Sometimes we get nauseous. I know if I run a lot of strong energy, I do get a little nauseous until I get the energy spread out and settle down. Sometimes it might give us a headache or something might hurt. But if it does, then just slow down. Understand your body is telling you that you're trying to move it too fast, too soon. So the important thing is to take time. And 10, 15 minutes doesn't sound like a lot of time. And when you're working in that space, excuse me, boy, strong energy, that time will go by much quicker than you can possibly imagine. You'll learn to relax with it more and more, and you'll get better at it each and every time. All right, create a door for the room of the future. I've heard all kinds of incredible thoughts and ideas about a room for the future and the door. Some people want glass so they can see through it so that that's clear. Some people want it gilded. Doesn't matter. The thing is, I want you to create a door so that it is an entrance that's known to you and that it will be specific each and every time. And what you may not understand is that the more you visualize, the more you work with the creation and the visualization, the stronger your efforts will be, the more payoff you're going to get back, the deeper you're actually moving into your meditative, relaxation, prayerful. I'm using a lot of phrases here. I'm trying to cover all the bases, but it's important that you use your mind and create the space, because as you do, you are actually pulling yourself deeper into that special, unique place. So create a door. Oh, it could look like a beautiful church door if that's what feels right to you. It doesn't matter. And then we're going to, again, create the room of the future. Now, something I haven't mentioned so far, we've created the doors of all three places. I want you to put a sign on each door that denotes what that door is and So that will be a reminder to you that when you enter this room, you are dealing with things of that particular thing. In other words, on the door of the future, put a little sign that says the future, or my future, if you'd like that phrase better. On the door of the present, same thing, and the door of the past, same thing. So back to the room of the future. Many times I have found that people like to bring in the, angelic realm or metaphysical realm or whatever. Some people like to create this room sometimes they fill it with clouds. They like to think that they're on clouds. It doesn't really matter. It's just what your heart, what your mind, your spirit will imagine that is kind of an ethereal place, because literally we're going to be planting seeds, so to speak. Not really a garden in the typical manner, but it is where we're going to take our thoughts, our meditation, our visualization. Remember that the words we speak, the things we say, become our reality. Now, as these things are developing and growing and processing, it won't always come in the time that you expect it to come. In other words, if you need $500 to pay a bill and you're planting that thought and that seed, so to speak, it may not come in the same manner, and it might not always be money, but it will have the equivalency of that. So there can be some variations here, and just be open-minded and broad-minded about the things that you're asking for. If you're asking for a new car, if that's a seed that you are planting, creating in your reality, a new car, maybe your mind is thinking about a Mercedes, but a Toyota shows up. Well, try not to limit the God of your understanding and the universe, which is going to be responding to the things that we create in the future. Try not to limit by being so specific that you miss the boat. So, as we are in this room, make it comfortable, make it peaceful. Since I am essentially planting seeds for the future, I know that it's my words. So I can see myself perhaps, maybe I want an angel to be in that room, or maybe I want a benevolent soul to be sitting there that I'm talking to, or maybe I don't need that. Maybe I'm just there writing things down on a paper, talking about or spelling out the things that I'm seeking in my future. Create whatever feels right for you. There's no right, no wrong. So while you're in that room, remember, and we've been saying this from day one in all of these classes as we're changing our reality, I have so encouraged you to be in gratitude. Be grateful for the things that you have. And I also teach you, and I know I'm bouncing around just a little bit with this, but I don't want to miss this point. I so encourage each and every one of you to begin each day when you wake up before your feet hit the floor, gently to yourself say 7 things that you're grateful for. It can be grateful for being in a clean bed, a warm bed, for having a good night's sleep, for the body having less pain, but say 7 things that you're grateful for. Remember that the words you speak become your reality. So to me, what I would say is I am so grateful that this is going to be an incredible, beautiful day. And as I speak that, I am giving the God of my understanding and the universe permission to start bringing that into fruition for me. At the end of the day, before you go to sleep, as you lie down, just as you're about to get into that twilight space, say 7 things that you're grateful for. And even if it's the same things you talked about early in the morning, that's really okay. It doesn't matter. If you're needing something or requiring or wanting something in your life, and I don't like to use the word need, so I'm trying to work in other phrases that we can use. But if more income is what you're needing in your life, then I would say something like, I am so grateful for the abundant cash flow that is coming into my life right now. Find a way to say what you want. Don't put dollar amounts on it. Try not to do that. But just say, for the abundant cash flow that is coming into my life right now. So going back into the room of the future, planting the seeds of your future, creating the reality that you want. Create the environment that feels comfortable for you, whether you want to just simply see yourself sitting on a cloud, writing on a piece of paper, and these are the things. This is the reality that I am creating. I want my business to grow and be more abundant. Then I would write things out like that. I would say more, more patience, more clients, more financial stability. Find the words. One of the things that I like to suggest is not to get too wordsy. In other words, you don't have to recite the Declaration of Independence to get your words across. In other words, learn to be specific. Bring it down to the bottom line. Don't say 10 different sentences if one sentence will take care of it. So if it helps you, write down some things before you go into your quiet time, before you go into your room of the future. Write down some things so that you will learn how to say them shortly, briefly, specifically. Not specific in that we put the actual dollar amount if it's money or dates or times or whatever, but try to find the bottom line, the easiest way to say what it is that you want to say. So we have created a room of the future, and this is a room that has a door that you have visualized, so that when you go into that room, we do know that that room has perimeters, it has boundaries. Even though you may not see it, you may see a sky with clouds, you may see water with an endless horizon. But we do know that these rooms are contained and they are safe. And tonight I will put extra energy around each of your areas. You will not have created them yet, but I will put the energy in place for their creation and to put extra safety around those rooms for you. I'm going to go back and I'm going to review so that you can double check some of your notes. We're creating 3 rooms: a room of the past, a room for the present, a room for the future. And all of these rooms, each in their own way, are essential in helping us to eliminate unresolved issues or in previewing things that are going to be happening in my 24-hour day that I'm living right now, or things that I want to create in my future. The room of the past will have a door of your design, of your choosing, something that's old. It can have large hinges. It can be cracked. It can be anything that you want it to be. It will have a sign or a note or something on the door that says the past. When you open the door, when you are in your meditative state, you're lying down, relaxing, and you're going into your meditation. You open the door and you see yourself go inside. You close the door behind you. You sit down or you lie down, whatever is comfortable for you. If you have memories that you know are troublesome, then think about them. If you do not know of things in the past that might need your attention, then I would just speak gently, and I would say, I am here to deal with anything in my past that needs my attention. Now, in working with the 3 rooms this way, I have sometimes had people that say, I don't want to be in that room by myself because there's some bad memories in there. Well, if that's your situation, then you bring into that room whatever person you want to be there, whatever person or image or spirit will make you feel safe and secure. Now, I've actually had people say, will you go into the room with me? And of course, I will be able to do that. You will be able to imagine me walking in. If you need me to hold your hand or just sit across from you or just be present, that can be arranged. This is an opportunity that not very many people get. This is a class that has been taught. I don't teach it often because it does require a lot of extra energy and a lot of extra work on my part. But once you guys get rolling with this, then it's pretty easy altogether. But if you go into that room of the past and maybe you've got a grandparent or a father or mother who's deceased and they make you feel safe and secure and you want to go into that room, I can think of one person in the class now whose mother passed away not so long ago, and I know that she misses that mom. And maybe if she went into the room of the past, she would want her mom to be sitting in there with her. Well, that's okay. If that's what you need, that will be okay. That image, that energy of that person, that spirit will be there if that's what you require. At some point, I hope that you will process and learn how to use this in such a way that you will no longer require that person to be there, that you will become stronger and more capable to be there yourself. It's not a place that you'll have to go to very often. You may go there more in the beginning if some of you have pain or unresolved issues. You may go there a little bit more in the beginning just to handle those things. But after a while, you won't visit that room very much. And when you don't feel the need to be there, that's a very good sign. It's a way of you understanding that you have been successfully dealing with anything in the past. I like to, when I first started working and creating these rooms, and I went into one on my own so that I would understand, I had to create it. In other words, I'm not asking you to do anything that I haven't done, or I'm not teaching you to do something that I haven't done and that I have not seen what comes out of it. But when I would go into the room of the past, I would say, whatever pain, whatever unresolved issue in this life or any other lifetime, known or unknown, I am asking that I have the ability to make peace with it. Now, because I am who I am, this is how my mind works, I would sit there and I would say, look, I don't want to necessarily remember everything and see everything. I just want to cover the bases in the most gentle and peaceful way that I can. And hey, it's okay to talk like that if you're in this room of meditation that you're creating, because the powers that be, as you understand them, are listening to you, are standing with you and guarding and protecting you as you're doing this work. So just talk. Talk from your heart, not from your head. And we've already learned in some of our earlier classes the differences in talking from your head and talking from your heart. As you are learning how to take time out, and please take time out every day if you can. And if it's only 5 minutes, wow, don't you deserve 5 minutes? And I'm betting that if you get into this and you start understanding it and learning it and doing it, that it'll go a little longer than 5 minutes because it will feel so much better. And you may not do it every day, but I bet you'll do it fairly often when you start seeing the results that you can create. The room of the future is the one that you were counting on learning about, but I did not want to take you into the future, building and creating without dealing with anything in the past that might be holding you back. Now, while you're going back over your notes, had a couple of questions that came in. I want to look at those real quick because I think a couple of them had some really good points on them. Let me see if I can pull that up real quick here. Okay, so one person did ask, so what if I'm already working from my passion? Now, I personally am working from my passion. This is my passion, and we aren't all lucky enough to be able to say, I'm passionate about what I'm doing. Sometimes we're just doing what we have to do. But this person says, what if I'm working in my passion? If I'm really doing what I believe my soul is intended to do, and I'm already in that place, does that future unlock more quickly? Interesting concept. I don't know. There's kind of pros and cons, different ways I could address that. I don't want to say that it will happen any more quickly in the actual manifestation of it, but what might happen more quickly is that you have learned something and you are actually speaking, taking charge of your life, and remembering that the words you speak become your reality, and you may be making these things come about just because you're actually exercising something that works. So is that quicker? Maybe. But I'm not sure I can say that just because you're working in your passion, it would actually happen any quicker, but probably the opportunity to make it happen is a little quicker just because you have the awareness of it. Okay, another question we had. How can we plant seeds for a positive future while we are living in a negative environment? And maybe that negative environment, in fact, was a choice or a soul contract or karma. There's a lot of reasons why we would be in an environment like that. How do we plant seeds if we are living in a negative environment? And that negative environment could be either something that's emotional, it could be a family situation, it could be friends, it could be jobs, it could be a lot of things. So how do we plant seeds? Oh my gosh. All the more reason that you should be planting seeds. Whatever your environment is, look at it and see what it is that needs fine-tuning. See what needs cultivating. Think of it as seeds, if that helps you. Whatever your circumstances are, if they're negative, whether it's an emotional challenge that you're dealing with, maybe you've got depression. If it's physical, maybe you've been ill, and maybe, that's kind of holding you back. Maybe you've got a really negative family, and I know that some of us have had that opportunity to learn and grow from a negative family member, and we've had jobs that we didn't like. All the more reason. How can you plant seeds? By doing exactly what I have described already this evening. Go through the same process. Doesn't matter what your environment is. But if it is a negative environment, all the more reason you might want to be incorporating this and try to become very proficient at it and get really good at it. Okay, here's another feedback. By the way, the feedback has been really great on the classes, and I really appreciate you getting back with me and telling me how this is impacting you and what you're getting from it. That helps me to fine-tune what we're doing because I can work from a lot of different places, and teach in a lot of different ways, so your feedback helps me a great deal. This one person made an incredible observation that says that the formula for change seems simple. And it's true that many times I'm using phrases and words and formulas that seem very simple. It's like, wow, that's so easy, not complicated. But I try to teach it in a way that we can not make it seem like something out of our reach, out of our range. And while the formulas are somewhat simple, they're very direct, they're very honest, they're very straightforward, and they do get results. And this person noted that while the formula seems simple, implementing takes awareness. So you need to be aware of what you're saying, what you're doing, what you're learning. And by the way, we all teach in different ways. You hear so many different people teaching, talking in many different ways. If anything you hear tonight here does not feel right to you, disregard it. Just because Judy Goodman says it, that doesn't make it so, although I'm speaking truth as I understand it. You do not have to take it in or implement it and learn to be your own best judge and your own best guide. And if it doesn't feel right, then don't take it in. But it is beneficial for us to learn sometimes things that we are not in agreement with and things that don't feel right. Sometimes the best lessons we learn are from things that we vehemently disagree with. And while we might be learning something that's not what we want to do, the value of that lesson would be in learning what I don't want to do or what I don't want to become. So the formula may seem simple, but it does take your awareness, it does take your commitment. And let's see, in the totality, it puts you on a trajectory, that easy for me to say, trajectory, to move forward and change your reality. And that's true. So there's so many different ways that we can bring these changes about. We can change our reality. We can change our life. We can change our focus. This is just one formula that I have taught to heads of hospitals, to Fortune 500 company leaders. And it gets amazing results, but the results are not guaranteed. They're there. It's a tool. It's something for you to do. And if we step back and look at it, yes, it does seem quite simple, doesn't it? But doing it is what makes the difference. So how often are you going to have a quiet time or a time of meditation? How important is that to you to just have a time out? Some of you have very busy lives. Some of you have got people around you all the time, people that need you to be there all the time. You know what? We're all entitled to a time out occasionally. And if it means you got to go into a bedroom or an office or something, close the door, put a little sign on the door that says time out. And be fair, don't go in and sleep all afternoon or sit there all afternoon for 6 hours or so. That's a little more than a time out. That's an escape. If you have to get out, walk around the building or go walk around the block or get a bit of fresh air, whatever. But it is important that you take some time for yourself. And if there are things in your life that you want to change, if you're wanting to change your reality, then it means that you're going to have to make some decisions. You're going to have to make choices. All the changes that you want in your life, they are about choice. You have to choose to see it differently or to do it differently. One of the hardest things that we have to do, one of the biggest challenges that I see people face, has to do with forgiveness. And I like to remind people that whatever, if you're in that room of the past and there are things to forgive, remember this, that forgiving is not condoning. Forgiving something, no matter whether you can remember it all and you just want to make a blanket statement and say, I forgive all those that have offended or hurt or harmed me. Forgiving is not condoning. It is what sets you free. As long as you hold a grudge, as long as you hold that pain, essentially that situation or that person still has got a level of control over you. So forgiving is maybe one of the most challenging lessons that we learn. But okay, sometimes it's easier to forgive others. What about forgiving ourselves? Now that's got to be the ultimate challenge, is forgiving ourselves. Thinking, wow, I was such a crummy kid growing up, or I did this, or I did that, or I didn't do well in school, and blah, 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 blah. We can always find all these different things, and we're so hard on ourselves. As you are willing and able to forgive others, are you not more worthy of forgiving yourself, setting yourself free? Okay. Room to change your reality. Time to do it. A room of the past where you can go in, meditate, eliminate anything in the past. And the more you use it, you may, in fact, have more memories come up. It may not feel like it's working the first time. Go back in again, do it again. And those memories, when you feel safe and when you feel comfortable, those memories will start becoming loosened up and they will start unfolding if you've got things in the past that you want to change or correct. The room of the present. Nice room. Anything within a 24-hour period. I have a quiet place, a safe place that I can go into it, and I can address it, and I can look at it objectively, and I can either prepare myself for it, or I can forgive myself for not handling something well, and I can come back out of that room and get up out of my meditation and go out into the world and handle it differently. Room of the presence. Very valuable tool. Quick, easy. And getting into that quiet place, that meditation, it does not take an hour of laying down and groaning and carrying on. It will become very easy if you will just slow down and take your time and practice. Just keep doing it. It will become easy. The room of the future, the most beautiful room of all. My goodness. Mine always had clouds in it. I just always liked clouds. Rainbows, clouds, a gentle rain occasionally, wind gently blowing, smelling great smells, hearing wonderful sounds, and all the things that were in my heart. And all the things that I was planting for seeds of the future were not always just for me. Might have been for my family, might have been for my children or my grandchildren, might have been for my country or for my earth. In other words, the room of the future, you have the ability to plant incredible seeds for yourself and for others. I hope that you will review your notes, and I hope you've taken really good notes, and that you can find your way to make this work for you. I would love to get your feedback. Give yourself a chance. Remember to create one room at the time. Use your imagination, your visualization. Make it up as you go. See what you want. But tomorrow, decide if you want to do the room of the future first. That's okay. Doesn't matter to me. But do one room at the time. So tomorrow, let that be the first room that you create. Take your time. The main thing is to slow down. Take your time. Get out of the main flow of your life. Go into something that's private and something that's quiet. And learn how to take that breathing down lower and slower And then imagine warm, healing energy coming into your feet, working gently and slowly all the way up your body, remembering if there are areas that are not well or that you're uncomfortable, to spend a little extra time there with that healing energy. Bring it gently, slowly, all the way up the body, out through the crown chakra, through the top of the head. The meditation process is the same no matter which room you're going to go into. The reason to go into each room is different. Okay. Wow, that went by very fast. Please take time and do this for yourself and give me some feedback. Let me know how it's working. And if you've got a question, a simple question, one sentence, please, no long paragraphs. I will understand. But like I said, there's no notes. There's nothing that I can just give you and say, here's the formula, because when I teach like this, I open the ethers up and I pull down from the highest level that I am able to reach. And with all of these words and all of this preparation and all of the things you're doing comes an extra energy that is going to help and support you and to put protection in these rooms as you are creating them. Thank you for taking time out of your schedule. Our Christmas December session, I've changed the title to it. Marianne, you can help me with this. I think what is the greatest gift we can give is the new title. It's going to be kind of a little bit different subject matter, but what is the greatest gift we can give, whether we're giving it to ourselves or giving it to others. It should be a lot of fun, should be real interesting, and it's not about commercial items, of course. Thank you, guys. Take care, and God bless.
I would like to thank everyone for tuning in and joining us for the Changing Your Reality teleconference series with Judy Goodman, Class 3, The Key to Unlocking Your Future. Class 4 is coming up on January 16th, which is a Wednesday, and the title is, What is the Best Gift You Can Give and Receive? Again, if you'd like more information about the teleconference series and to sign up for the next teleconference, you can at Judy's website, which is judygoodman.com, and make sure to click on the teleconference class for more information. Well, we're at the end of our time today. I would like to thank everyone for tuning in. You're listening to Moments with Marianne. And remember, make every moment count.
In a single moment, your life can change. Moments with Marianne is a transformative hour that covers an endless array of topics with the best of the best. Her guests are leaders in their fields, ranging from inspirational authors, top industry leaders, and business and spiritual entrepreneurs. Each guest is gifted and a true visionary, a recognized leader in her own work, and while teaching others to develop, refocus, and grow, Marianne will bring the best guest and sometimes a special surprise. Don't miss this. You never know just which moment will change your life forever. Moments with Marianne airs every Sunday, Monday, Thursday, and Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern and 5 p.m. Pacific Time. Make sure to tune in and visit momentswithmarianne.com for more information.